This episode is brought to you by the Slash and Cast Podcast Network. Learn more at slashandcast.net.
Yo, you cut me 2 feet. I think I'm dying here, man.
Welcome to the 3B Video Deep Cut Podcast.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes. It was fun.
Welcome back to Deep Cuts with the 3B Video crew. Today we gonna talk Gremlins.
Oh yeah. We got a special guest in the house today too. We got our good buddy, subscriber, muscle man extraordinaire, Snarls Barkley in the house.
What's up, everybody?
Oh yeah. And Mr. Remix on the ones and twos, who oddly enough has not had a refresher course with this film.
It's literally been like 20 years since I've seen this fucking movie. But I do have my prop game item, so get fucked.
You're ready to go with your prop game. You should have. That was a sight gag. I saw Evil's face when you said you had not seen this movie in like 20 years. His jaw hit the floor and bounced back up.
Yeah, how have you hung out with us for as long as you have and not been subjected to the Gremlins? Which even begs a further question. How do you have a prop game item of a movie you haven't seen in 2 decades?
Well, we'll get into that.
Trickery afoot.
There's something pretty cool in the background that it's pretty hard to miss.
All right. So for the people who are listening, the way we do this is we're going to give a brief plot synopsis. I'm going to let Evil run wild with that plot synopsis, and then we're going to get into our discussion, very loose discussion about this movie.
I still, one of these days, I'm going to remember to think of something to say that's good. I think I concentrated so much on doing the Shining one super quick that I completely spaced on today's agenda of talking Gremlins. But this is a 80s Christmas classic Christmas horror flick that involves little green men that are from outer space. They come from a little Asian market.
That's true. That's odd, but that's true.
You know, back when you would buy Christmas presents for your kids about fucking anywhere, and regardless of what, the results may end up being, like, yeah, I think my kid might like something like this. There is no popular, like, traditional item that you might want to find your kid. Definitely a teenager into electronics. No, we're going to get him this pet something or other that has super bizarre rules that I'm sure we'll dive way into. Like, how are these a thing that are like solid rules of can't feed this thing after midnight, where can't get it wet, how bad does it stink, and is sunlight and bright light is a killer to it. Like, how much light is too much light to kill it? Will a little bit of light just feel like it's burning alive? Will it survive that? Is a night light too much? Where's the lines? There's no lines.
Yeah, we need to know all the caveats. We need to know, Joe Dante, you've left many a question.
What will a UV light do to a gremlin?
I'm gonna say that's like a nuclear warhead.
That's gonna fuck it up for sure.
Yeah, it's real bad. They're gonna explode.
On contact, do you think it'll just take them out, on site?
Yeah, it's like vampires, dude. I would assume that it's a similar rule set, but you did kind of hit the nail on the head with this. This is definitely a traditional Christmas film, Christmas horror film, especially in like your house and my house and Snarl's house. Like, you're gonna watch this every holiday season. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be Christmas season. This is a fun movie. And it walks that line very well of being too scary, but it's whimsical. It's kind of got that Steven Spielberg charm. So
yeah, stuff like an old lady flying out of a 3rd floor of her house out a window at least 45 miles an hour and shooting a good 120 feet across the lawn. That's when you're like, okay, this can be a scary film, but it can't be taken that seriously.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking off air. Snarls was saying that, is it your youngest?
My 2 daughters, 8 and 6, they love horror. They love Leprechaun, Scream, Friday the 13th movies. All that stuff is in their wheelhouse. They are terrified of Gremlins. Won't watch it.
I can get that. I used to be the same way super young. I was, for some reason, I was really off-put and creeped out by the cocooning transformation sequence that takes place in like the science classroom. Which love that. Love that Billy's first impulse is to, well, I need to figure out what is going on with this. Let me take this to a high school science teacher. He'll know what's up.
When you're in high school, like you don't really have a lot of like adult mentors, I suppose. So that's
he's out of high school, isn't he? Isn't he like 20 something?
How old would you say he is? Because he does have a job.
Yeah, Billy's got to be early 20s. I think he didn't take the college route. I think he's out of high school, early 20s maybe.
Sidebar.
That's what I thought too.
Well, they can drink. They
right.
drink it. Yeah, they go to Dory's. So
yeah. Sidebar.
21.
Judge Reinhold sucks in this movie. Just wanted to...
I love Judge Reinhold rules everything. I would have loved to have seen his deleted sequence where his demise came, where he just goes fucking bug nuts crazy and just locks himself in the bank vault.
Dude, he's such a piece of shit in this movie. Like, he's very rapey. Like, when you're a kid, you don't pick up on a lot of those vibes. And obviously, like, some of that stuff couldn't be done today, but like, he's kind of a piece of shit, and I'm just like, whoa, dude, you need to dial it back a little bit. Like, Phoebe Cates doesn't want any part of you
in any movie.
I mean, a lot of these people have like, whoa, that's kind of like, I feel like Dick Miller's character would totally be like a push your buttons like Trump guy in this day and age.
Oh yeah.
The
damn Kentucky Harvester is a Trump wagon.
them damn foreign parts.
Cars.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, which makes me sad because I love Dick Miller and I don't want to think of him in that light.
Or how much of a wet blanket Phoebe Cates has to be as a person. Like, oh, it's Christmas season, and all she can talk about is her dead father in a chimney and suicide. It's like, well, you're a barrel of fun, aren't you?
That's true. And
she has to be probably the like standard go-to for that. What was that Mad TV character? That Debbie Downer or SNL, whatever one it was. Is like,
SNL, yeah.
She's got to be the blueprint right there. As like you guarantee she's gonna have some super like sad, like uncomfortable story to tell in any situation she's ever in.
Also, sidebar to a sidebar of a sidebar, Corey Feldman. Not a very big part, but
barely a cameo.
Right. But when I was watching this the other day, I was like talking to my wife, and I said, "Does it kind of break your heart to know that like when Corey was doing this movie, I mean, even as young as he is in this movie, which how old would you say he is in this movie?
Is this his first movie?
He's wicked
he's
young,
younger
right?
than Goonies or Stand By Me.
Like that he was already having substance abuse problems, right?
Yeah, 10 to 12 probably?
Yeah. He was already having substance abuse problems at this age. And so when you look at him on film and you're like, God, he's such a cute, like, he's a great kid. He's this awesome actor. But then when you find out all that stuff behind the scenes, it's like, man, it's heavy. It sucks.
Only if you have children yourself. If you don't have any, you look at it and you're like, that's fucked up. You look at it, if you have any, you put your own children in those spots. You're like, gosh, I no. You want to protect them.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to protect Corey Feldman now. But
I'll fight him right now.
Yeah.
I need to be protected from Corey Feldman.
Right.
He's going to make me ascend.
Yeah, I'll open my own drinks, Corey.
Man. Be careful, man. You fuck with Corey, you're going to fuck with all his angels.
No, they hate him. He's all touchy.
Yeah, he's a skeevy creep dude.
Yeah, they don't have his back anymore.
You mean to tell me he doesn't have something in his like contract when they perform, like, if somebody jumps me, it is legally obligated for you guys to try to help me.
On hoverboards.
Yeah, like grab something and start swinging it at rando person that is attacking me. You can't just let me get mauled on stage by some guy. You have to try to defend me. If you will not be an angel if you do not sign this letter of intent that you will protect me in the event of a catastrophic situation.
All my backup dancers are Muay Thai kickboxers.
Oh, that's fucking excellent. So Snarls was telling me off air that he got to go to a screening of this, and Joe Dante wasn't in attendance, but Joe Dante had like recorded like a pre-show thing talking about some behind the scenes stuff. So I was gonna let him run the gambit and talk a little bit about that stuff.
So one of the coolest things he kind of unveiled, and it's out there, you can find it, if you could look up movie trivia for Gremlins, but the original idea for the movie had a completely different tone. It would have been a game changer where Gizmo would have transitioned into Stripe, so the hero would have became the villain, and then Billy would have either had to have killed him or reverted him back to being a Mogwai somehow. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So if you look at the second half of Gremlins, he pointed out there's not a lot of Gizmo action. He's either carried, he's in a backpack, he's in a car. They didn't design the puppet for anything beyond the first half of the movie. So that was pretty crazy.
Dude, that's pretty wild. I knew that like the original intent was this was supposed to be like a hard R.
Right.
And I remember like as a kid, even like I had cousins that were older and they were like, that in the original, that mom's supposed to get killed in the kitchen with a knife or whatever.
Yeah,
like
beheaded, I think.
Right.
Yeah,
and that always stuck with me. And I didn't know if there was ever like any like truth to that. This is pre-internet era and all that stuff. But once you start, looking things up on YouTube or reading things or listening to commentaries, you kind of pick up on some of this stuff. And man, what a different movie it would have been. I mean, we already said it walks that line with being scary, and some kids just can't hang with it. And I couldn't imagine, like, if it was a hard R, do you think it would be as revered as it is today?
No, and looking at when it came out that year, it was like top 3 for gross. Ghostbusters came out, one of the Indiana Jones movies, so it was kind of that fit right in with that PG-13. It was kind of a new rating at the time. I don't think it would have had the audience or the staying power probably if it was R.
I don't know. I can see it going either way, being either as popular or more of a Halloween 3 kind of thing. Like it may have underperformed at the time, but I think it would have picked up steam later on. But I also going back to how they didn't have a lot of use for the Mogwai outside of a backpack. Apparently, like, the effects team super hated trying to work with that damn thing too. Like, that close-up of the face of Gizmo is like super giant big with a whole lot of mechanical bits and everything. And I'd heard a story where one of the most fun days for the crew was when they have the end sequence where he pulls the curtain shade and he flies up and smacks into the ceiling. They finally had a ball just getting their revenge on that damn puppet by just throwing it up into that fucking ceiling.
So that, and then Dante mentioned the dartboard scene. That was the crew picked that. They had a list of things they wanted to do to the puppet, and that was that made the cut. So that was their idea. They hated it.
Another sidebar about that whole bar sequence. Because I was talking off air about how my son had kind of walked in periodically throughout the movie. And, obviously he doesn't like when people die that are good people. So he really hated the science teacher scene. He didn't like the mom getting into the battle with the gremlin. But he kind of sauntered in during the bar sequence. And he was so puzzled. It was amazing to look at my son, try to figure out, because they do the flash dance reference and all of these things. And my son is standing there going, this is weird, and he's like, I don't know what's happening. I said, the gremlins are just running amok. They're partying. And he's like, I don't know. This is not how parties are. Like, he's
that's how you look at them. You look at them and go, yeah, I don't know either. It is really mind-boggling. Why is Phoebe Cates still serving them drinks? Why is she still standing there? And why? And it's even crazier to today to think there's a line of NECA toy lines where they have 3 gremlins that are officially out to buy. The last one they put out is the Flasher Gremlin.
Wow, I didn't know that. I knew they had.
I can buy you the Flasher Gremlin today from my local Target. It comes with the trench coat, sunglasses, the whole 9 yards.
Does it have? It doesn't have. It's not anatomically correct. That's what I'm getting at. I was gonna say something filthy, but
What do you think a gremlin penis would look like.
Ugh.
Dog.
Like a dog's penis?
Sharp.
Sharp.
Cat.
Like a tuba.
Squirrel.
Tuba lipstick.
I don't know.
I was
I
gonna
would
say
love
it
if
would
it
be
looked like a duck dick. Spirally explodey duck dick.
I just figured it would look like a petrified dog turd or something. Like a, I don't know, lumpy and weird and.
Like a pickle.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Ari Lehman as the Gremlin.
No. We already know someone that has that. I'll go with the sticky lipstick and maybe like the pubic hair as like stripes of white hair all around it.
That's a visual I didn't think I was going to get at 10:30 in the morning. I'm going to
Nope.
tell you that right now.
Too
That's
soon.
a strong cup of coffee right there.
Where do you go from talking about Gremlin's pubic hair? What's
I'll go
on-
back to something you mentioned earlier that wasn't a scene I thought too much of in the past, but probably within the last 10 years, it's become maybe my favorite scene, is watching that mom just annihilate and straight up murder 3 gremlins within like a 4-minute window.
Yeah, she's a badass.
Yeah,
dude.
she's tough.
I can't.
Especially when she wields that fucking butcher knife while she's holding a lunch tray as a shield.
I can't imagine them killing her off. Like, she doesn't do much in the film. Neither of the parents really do. Like, obviously the father is kind of the comedic relief, and he brings the Mogwai into the home. But there's just such a, like, the way that they're put on screen together. Like, it's little things too. Like, every time someone comes in the front door, how that sword falls. Like,
Yep.
that's just it's something so small, but the way that the world feels, it feels very lived in, feels very real, and like they feel
Like
like
you can smell it.
yeah, and they feel like real parents. They feel like a real family unit. So I don't know. That might have stung a little bit, like seeing the mom, get her head chopped off, I guess.
Well, the dog was supposed to die
I
too.
think so.
Yeah. Yeah, the mom and the dog were supposed to get killed.
We can't kill the dog. That's against the rules.
No, it's
Then
not
I wouldn't
Halloween
watch.
2.
I wouldn't watch this movie at all then.
DoesTheDogDie.com.
That's a real fucking website. There's
The answer
yes.
is no. Every time is no.
Right,
He is
yeah.
fine. He's doing fine today. He's on a farm living the shit out of life.
he would a couple more minutes, he would have been a whatever popsicle. I forget the line. But yeah. Those gremlins, man. I was trying to explain to my son, because he was like, well, when they're Mogwai, aren't they nice? And I was like, no, you got to look at them. They're
assholes.
They're shiesty. Right off the bat, they're shiesty. And he's like, well, why is Gizmo good? I was like, I don't know. Gizmo's just not a bad Mogwai. Like, just like there are bad people and there are, good people. Like, but right off the bat with them, they do the alarm clock old switcheroo.
Yep.
So that they can,
So
whatever you call
it's
it.
weird that they want to be gremlins. Like, they're aware of what happens. So that's kind of a strange, like, plot line. They're aware that if they eat after midnight, then they become monsters, essentially. So that awareness was kind of, if you look back on it, that's like kind of odd.
That is odd. I guess I never really thought of that they're plotting and scheming to, I guess they're stronger when they're gremlins.
It's a metaphor for anti-religious acts.
Is this a real thing, or are you fucking with me?
I'm
What's
totally
happening?
fucking with you.
Okay. I was like, what, Remix is over here doing research papers on
I'm like,
gremlins.
I didn't see that in the trivia section.
I think it's more strange. Even more strange than that is the thought that there's a whole like box of chicken that just is in the refrigerator too.
That the dad didn't get to before midnight.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah, nobody got to that. Billy, nobody got to this giant box of chicken that just gets annihilated in the middle of the night.
Well, maybe they ordered 2. Maybe they ordered too many. It's the holiday season. I don't know.
I definitely think the dad's like, well, I'm going to order an extra box so I have another one in the morning when I get up. I can have something then. I'm going to eat this one box tonight, and then I'm going to have this spare box of cold shit in the morning, when I'm hungover and I need something to munch on.
Whole box of chicken in the morning, which also...
Tell me you can't see him, like, tinkering with shit at the kitchen counter, eating a box of fried chicken that's, like,
Cold.
super cold. sidebar
about the dad. he creates the smokeless ashtray, right? And that's like a real thing now.
Yeah, they still exist.
Yeah, that's like a thing. So it's so funny when you go back and look at some of the stuff in this movie, then you're like, well, that totally is real. Like the bathroom buddy type of thing. Like, I'm sure that that's some sort of a thing.
That's a traveler's thing for sure.
Yeah.
He's the Ron Popeil of his day.
Not as big as it ended up being in the movie, but I also heard that actor, which I believe is he's a singer or was a singer.
Yeah, Hoyt
crooner,
Axton, he's
maybe.
a singer, yeah.
That straight up maybe either did this movie or were the result of this movie. All this was just nose candy money. All the money from Gremlins is to win up his nose.
Wow. Was he like a lounge singer? Like a doo-doo-doo kind of guy?
No,
I don't know. That's when I need What's Up Pam.
Death metal.
She
My
knows
money's on
exactly
death
who
metal.
he is.
like genre-wise, like a Roy Orbison type.
Oh,
like
okay.
kind of, I don't know what you call that. Not really country, but yeah. I think
Folk?
that's his arena.
Like some kind of
Bluesy kind of rock.
All right. Well, that is a fucking piece of trivia that I never thought I needed in my life, but now I'm never gonna get the visual out of my head of that dad just fucking doing coke. Like, I'm gonna make a fucking bathroom buddy. Like, go ahead.
Tell me that's not where some of those ideas definitely came from. Was a cocaine infused thing of like, I'm gonna make something crazy like that makes orange juice out of just a bag of oranges.
Okay, Remix, please do some research for me and tell me when the first fruit juicer was invented, because this movie was 1984, right? And he's making a juicer. Like, what's so special about making a juicer in 1984? Was that like that new technology?
Because he's not peeling the oranges. He's putting those whole fucking things in there.
All the nutrients is in the peel, Gordy.
But going back, though, like when I was a kid, so about that time frame, my grandparents all had, it was a solid little pointy thing that you would like crush and twist the oranges on.
Like a pyramid? Yeah.
Yeah, so it was manual. I don't recall an electric juicer at that time.
You fucking... That's some, like, old school, like, manual. Just mush this orange on a fucking pyramid and let the juice roll down it into your cup.
Yeah, if you have a bag full of oranges, you get 2 ounces of orange juice.
Wow, yeah.
Pulpy as shit, too.
Yeah, it's all solid.
That's what the ridges on the pyramid are for, to catch the pulp on the way down.
Yeah.
See, only here, when we talk about Gremlins, will we get on the tangent about manually creating orange juice.
Another sidebar on that, Dad. Did you catch a little like mini Easter egg that when he's at that convention that he's making the phone call back home? In one scene, right behind him, you can see the old school time machine from the movie The Time Machine.
Yep.
And they cut back to him, and that time machine is gone.
Nice. I did not notice that. So I'm the only one in the room who didn't notice that. Now I feel
Somebody
bad.
went back in time.
Roger dropped the ball.
That's all right. You were busy scoping out those chopper shots in The Shining that I never have actually paid attention to and seen.
Dude, it's so blatantly obvious at the beginning of The Shining that the shadow of the helicopter is there. But yeah, I don't know.
Looks like the Norwalk electric juicer was invented in the 1930s, but was not widely available until much, much later.
When Rand Pelzer perfected it.
Precisely.
Yep. That's wild.
He was fired from that experiment for excessive cocaine use. I'll make this shit on my own. I don't need you guys.
Yeah.
Actual in-home grinding and purification of foods didn't come around until the 50s.
Well, I was going to say...
I'd want to hire Pauly Shore to do all my infomercials for that product. Grindage.
Sidebar to a sidebar to a sidebar. That's getting us way off of Gremlins track. On the note of juicing, Bruce Lee was like the I suppose the grandfather of protein shakes.
Oh yeah.
So that's like a crazy thing. There's a documentary about him called How Bruce Lee Changed the World, and he would just take like a full steak, like 4 eggs, some milk, and like powdered protein, put it in a fucking blender, grind it up, and he never ate solid food. He drank protein shakes. And you know, what, like 2% body fat or something. So Uncle Roger's on the Bruce Lee diet.
Products for sure.
How do we get back to Gremlins from here, Evil? Take us there.
I'm just picturing Bruce Lee just a heavy endorser of the Peltzer products.
I'm not going to do a Bruce Lee impression.
You think Bruce Lee would eat that gremlin that got juiced?
Oh, that's a good question.
There we go.
He didn't get juiced. He got just ground up. What do you think a ground up gremlin tastes like?
Exactly.
You beat me to it because I was gonna. We already went here with Predator, where we talked about what do you think Predator meat tastes like. Well, what Snarls, what do you think gremlin meat tastes like?
So wheatgrass and Veggie 1 protein.
So nasty.
Yeah.
I was thinking they're a little bit reptilian almost with their slimy, weird skin. It probably tastes like crocodile, like black pepper chicken.
So we're back to this. That's what predators taste like too. Predators and
I would say that slimy kind of texture I could go with, but I'll kind of go with a mixture between grass clippings and a hint of mintiness.
Mint? I don't see no mint. I think
it's the green coloration, I think, from getting ground up that makes me think minty.
I'm with
like
you on
a
the
York peppermint patty.
Oh, yeah. It's like you're shushing down the Alps. Fucking
of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
I'm with you on the grass clippings. It's got to be like grass clippings and like sour milk.
Pickled frog legs.
What the fuck are you on? That's disgusting.
What is wrong with you? You haven't eaten real food until you've eaten gremlin.
Right.
I could probably go with the frog legs thing. I could definitely think I could already see if gremlins were a real thing, outdoorsmen would totally be like murdering gremlins, cutting their legs off and frying them in skillets. And like, you gotta watch them jump in the skillet.
Just out there with fucking UV lights, just blasting UV lights, cooking fucking gremlins.
If you put a gremlin into boiling water, does it reproduce?
Ooh.
Man, that's a deep cut right there.
That's an interesting question. So speaking of the rules, we gotta spend some time on the rules because we're already almost a half hour in and we haven't even really touched on that. How do you guys feel about the fact that I think Joe Dante addressed this or maybe brushed over it, but like this is a Christmas movie, so they're in a bunch of fucking snow and they're running hither and thither. Why are they not immediately spitting out more gremlins?
It's got to be a temperature thing.
I don't know. Yeah, that came up in a couple different things that he brought up, and didn't really have an answer for. You know, I don't know if it's because it doesn't have to be. They don't have to be submerged. You know,
I was high when I wrote it. Goddamn it.
Yeah, I can see Joe Dante sitting up there going like, "Dude, I don't fucking know. We just made these rules up, and I shot a movie. I didn't go into the goddamn science of this shit. What's wrong with you people?"
No, they were like, isn't it always after midnight somewhere? Like, well, yeah, that too.
And when does it stop being after midnight? Is my real question. Like, does that mean what? 5 a.m., 7 a.m. Like.
It's like no parking rules, 12 to 6.
Yeah, there's got to be a set thing. And then, so, okay.
I would think sunrise. I think midnight is officially like, it's dark. Win, lose, or draw, it's 100% dark at midnight. And I think it extends until the sun starts coming up.
All right, let's bring some science into this. Gremlin's on an airplane, eating a bucket of chicken, goes through a time zone. You know, it's 11 o'clock, he's eating chicken. 2 minutes later, it's 12:02. And so now does he transform because he's in a different time zone?
I think it's relative to celestial bodies.
Well, but see, they're by nature, it's Asian, right? It comes from Asia. The old man brings it over.
Mm-hmm.
So does it adapt to our culture and time zones? Like, how does that?
Man, you're fucking with my brain right now.
Because if we're going to go deep, let's go all in.
All right, yeah, that's true. Because what's the time zone difference between like Asia and us? It's
like
ridiculous.
14 hours or something.
Yes.
I think it's crazy.
It's got to be relative to like the moon and the sun and stuff.
Okay,
there's got to be some like underlying weirdness.
So
like,
not time is like a man-made construct, but as
precisely
lunar cycles and all that jazz.
I mean, isn't mysticism always about celestial bodies?
Well,
these clearly aren't normal creatures.
The old man with this Marilyn Manson eye, he's mystic as fuck too.
I want to spend my entire life in that fucking shop.
It's it's a hot topic in 1984.
And that little kid got his ass whooped.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
But you know that
he got caned.
after Lopan pocketed the fucking 100 or whatever his fucking name is.
Oh.
What is his name? I can't remember.
Evil. What's
Wing. Mr. Wing.
Mr. Wing?
Yeah,
okay. I feel bad for saying Lopan. I didn't mean it.
It's Common problem, common mistake there. Hard names to pick up, and yeah, it's so on the edge of we want to impersonate that character, but that is the finest of fine lines of either you're doing that impression and it's either spot on and it's like that's impressive, or it's immediately offensive.
Indeed. Yeah, and I was gonna bust out the Hatchet reference and say, fuck it, I might as well just do it. We all look alike. It's hilarious.
Speaking of Hatchet, the main character from this movie was the sheriff in Hatchet 3.
That's true. Zach Galligan. He's a fantastic actor. And there's something about him, especially in this movie. Like, he's so like sweet and like you just root for him the whole time. Even though he doesn't make a lot of the best decisions in the movie, and
I'm gonna take my dog to work.
He's still very much like a kid. He's collecting comic books. He's out of high school. That's what we've determined. He's of age to drink, but he's hanging out with like a tops 12-year-old Corey Feldman. Yep. Collects comic books, takes his dog to work. So he's very much like still a big kid.
Well, it's also reflective of who he is in like real life too. Like, it's weird in Hatchet 3 to see him cussing and just going all out, because it's like, whoa. Because even we got to meet him at one of the conventions, and he's very much like his character in the movies. Very, very nice, very sweet guy. Has a Gizmo plush that he brings with him, so you have a cool little photo op that you can take right there at his table. Super nice guy and fun to talk to. Nothing ever bad to say about that gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever got to meet him, Snarls?
No, I have not, actually. He was supposed to be at Comic-Con this year. Not Comic-Con, Crypticon. And didn't work out. I was pretty excited to meet him.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I felt bad because his handler, which I want to say was maybe either his wife or girlfriend, when I met him, I had him sign my copy of Hatchet 3, and so I was kind of just gushing about Hatchet 3, and I was like, dude, it sucks so bad when you die in this movie. And he kind of looked at the girl with him, and he was like, well, you don't need to watch this now. So I totally fucking ruined the movie for her. And I was like, my bad. But you never know. Maybe he'll come back in the next one, oops. But yeah, he was super nice.
You ruined his relationship. Like, they definitely had a fight later that night. They're like, you died in a movie and you didn't fucking tell me. I had to hear from some fucking convention goer.
Some fucking idiot who paid $20 to get your autograph.
What if that's how he got her? He told her he was the hero. I killed Victor Crowley in this movie. I'm a total badass.
I wrote I Survivor.
Yeah, he pulled a Perry Shin, yeah.
So tying that back to Gremlins, though, that was kind of tweaked at the end where Gizmo's the hero. Because there was a scene they filmed where Gizmo pulls one shade and then Billy pulls the other, and they like in tandem like kill Stripe. But yeah, then they wrote it so Gizmo could be the hero.
Yeah, and that's a smart thing, because if you go back to 84, obviously that was the year I was born, but I remember being like 5-6 years old, and my cousins having like Gremlins posters, and them having like Gremlins plushies, and the Gremlins or the Gizmo, like with the suction cups, like in their cars and stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah,
everybody had Gizmo like memorabilia, and so much so that I had a cousin that they had a little dog, and they named it Gizmo. But like, it's such a big thing in pop culture that
I had those records that they read the book to you. I had a couple of those.
What?
Yeah, like little Gremlin picture books, and you put a little record on, and it would tell you the story on the record.
Oh yeah, they tell you when to turn the page.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's excellent.
Wish I still had them.
But yeah, from like a marketing standpoint, for what's a horror movie, that's really the first time that something, because at the time, Friday the 13th stuff wasn't really big yet. The Freddy glove and stuff wasn't really out there as a...
Right. Yeah, because that's 84, so that's the first Krueger movie, so he wasn't like a pop culture icon.
Yeah, Gizmo was it, But almost as big as Garfield. Before that, Garfield was the thing for like plushies and window clings and all that. And then, yeah, Gizmo was... I bet if you look back, Remix can probably find the details, but I bet that was like the top selling toy line of the year.
Oh, yeah.
The Tickle Me Elmo of its day was the suction cup Gizmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a brilliant marketing scheme because he's so lovable, you know. And that's why
nostalgia.
What do you got?
Nostalgia bits though. What's your thoughts and feelings about that fucking? I love the old vibes of that mall where you have a wall of screen televisions, and it's a place where you can buy sporting goods equipment, something that shoots arrows, chainsaws, and pistols.
Barbie cars.
Yeah,
and toys.
Yeah.
It's a Sears catalog of 1989 in a whole full-fledged store.
Dude, that goes back to the whole Dawn of the Dead thing, you know, a simpler time with the world where you walk into a store or a shopping mall, whatever, and you're able to buy firearms. You can buy a car, a fucking chainsaw, and you can go get your Barbie dolls or whatever. Like, it's all right there.
It's fucking 1980s Amazon, man. You walk into a store and you can leave with a chainsaw and a Barbie convertible. That's straight up 1980s Amazon.
And 4 rims for your fucking Pinto.
The best-selling toys from 83 to 85 were Transformers, Cabbage Patch Dolls, and G.I. Joe.
Man, fuck a Cabbage Patch. Gizmo whoop its ass.
Yes, absolutely.
I was a little
Garbage
off.
Pail Kids is where it's at.
Yeah, Garbage Pail Kids are dope. But yeah, well, I would imagine I would probably put my eggs in the basket of when Gremlins 2 came out. That's when, because we had Gremlins 2 trading cards. By that time too, we had, Gremlins 1 and 2 Nintendo games. Yeah, it was Gremlins mania. You had, just like you have Ninja Turtle bed sheets and curtains, they had Gremlins, Gizmo stuff, all like everywhere.
I used to have a small stripe gremlin that was about 5-6 inches tall, solid rubber, where you could almost move his arms, but they would just slowly bend back to where they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Wish I still had that too. That'd be a collector's item today.
Yeah, because they got like the almost like a paper clip metal inside the rubber.
Yep.
Kinda, yeah, but it's such a thick rubber. It's like, yeah, you can pose the arms, but it's only gonna be posed for as long as you're holding it up, because it's gonna immediately go back down to his side.
Right. So now that we've talked about the movie for 30 plus minutes, we'll get into our final thoughts before we get into our other 2 segments. So we'll start it off with Snarls, since he's the guest of the day. Final thoughts on Gremlins, my dude.
One of my favorites growing up. We kind of touched on it's the perfect, if you like horror, I guess, the perfect Christmas movie. It's a horror movie. For most cases, it's a family film. It just crosses a whole bunch of marks. A lot of fun. The effects were amazing. We didn't talk about it too much. When they show a Gizmo's face up close and some of the other Mogwai before they turn, the textures and slime. He's just wet. Amazing special effects. They didn't talk a whole lot about the backstory, which is kind of cool. But now, I think it's Netflix. They're doing an animated prequel. So they'll go back to when Mr. Wing gets the Mogwai. And then the story, I think, between then and then the first Gremlins. So pretty stoked on that.
Nice. Yeah, I had no idea that was even a thing. Yeah, we'll get better at staying on task when it comes to these movies.
We will always be. We've had years of trying to practice this, and it's not gotten any better. It's just how the formula works. I am super kind of excited to see young Mr. Wing. I feel like that used to be his hobby or his profession, as this professional Mogwai and Gremlin trapper.
That's his background.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wonder too, where he's from. If they're like Tremors, where
he definitely, I think, has eaten gremlins in his past. I can picture him having a couple of gremlins, rotating over an open fire
on a spit or whatever the fuck they call those things. Yeah.
Talking about eating gremlins again, I feel like a Mogwai would taste different than a transformed gremlin.
So, do you think he turned them on purpose? Well. He's like, man, I can't eat the furry when they're cute.
They taste so much better when
I'm
they're
gonna make him evil so I can cook him.
Right. Yeah.
You can't kill it too young. You gotta wait for it to mature.
It's like veal. They got fucking...
Oh, no. I feel like you could eat a gremlin raw, but definitely could not eat a fucking Mogwai raw.
It's like eating chicken. It's like eating raw chicken.
That'll kill you. That'll definitely give you food poisoning.
Let me hit Remix with the final thoughts on Gremlins, since he hasn't watched it in 20 fucking years.
I watched the Everything Wrong With back when that came out, so I think I've got it all in my brain piece.
Plug for CinemaSins.
This used to be one of my go-to Christmas movies. We used to watch it all the time, but it's just been a very long time since I've actually seen it. I still remember almost the entire movie vividly, but I do want to see an R-rated version of this movie. I feel like those Gremlins are so fucking cool. They could be like a super popular Kreitz type deal where it's like 20 years later we get a reboot of the franchise because it's just this killer alien Mogwai type deal that you don't see anymore.
Dude, they've teased another Gremlins movie for like the past decade.
I don't want a children's...
Have you seen the fan
Gremlins
film
movie.
though?
I think I saw like a fan trailer.
Recalled? Is that like Gremlins Recalled?
That's the one. It's amazing. It's incredibly well done.
I just want to see a gremlin yell "fuck," like a frustrated "fuck."
I can't do the voice, but you know what I'm saying. That was another thing.
Hire Michael Winslow to do it all again too.
Yes, please God, because he needs work, dude.
Michael, can you go on just a curse-filled rant about something, and we'll put that in as one of the Gremlins.
Has Michael Winslow ever cussed in anything? Does he cuss in Police Academy?
I've watched one of his comedy specials, and I don't think he does. So I would really love to.
Super wholesome.
Yeah, I'd love to push those buttons on him and be like, "No, you want to be famous again, don't you?" Like, I want a Jerky Boys Gremlins phone call.
You gotta cuss, man. You gotta do it. Oh,
You will call Mr. Peltzer a sizzle chest.
All while pretending to bounce a tennis ball. Or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, so that's the first gag or the effect that popped in my head when you mentioned Winslow. That's what I think of. Him doing stand-up and just doing tennis balls.
Yeah, always. That's his thing. Like, I'm playing tennis. Or whatever the fuck. I can't do the noises, but yeah.
And he does the same noise in Spaceballs. That's like his radar noise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really kind of only got a handful of noises, but he fucking stretched that for like a 30-year career, which is amazing.
He's got a few other ones. Like, I used to have a Michael Winslow like comedy special on tape, and he did a pretty alright job of doing a full hour of different things, like including doing a Gremlins crank call to like a hotel receptionist and like mocking like people with excessively loud car engines when you only step on the gas pedals.
Sounded just like that.
just like that. I can hear it in my head when I'm thinking. I was like, yeah, that was good. I wish I still had that tape somewhere on hand.
How much would it cost for us to get Michael Winslow on the podcast remix? That's what we need to know.
Why is he not on Cameo? That's the better question.
He might
Why
be.
is Michael Winslow not on Cameo? He is a prime Cameo candidate.
I got a Travis Scott meal for him. That's the deal breaker.
What is this deal with the Travis Scott meal? I see a bunch of YouTubers like eating the Travis Scott meal.
Yeah. Somehow McDonald's ponied up with Travis Scott for some reason.
Who is Travis Scott? I am not a person who's in the know.
Okay, so, you and I are big hip-hop heads. We go way back. We love hip-hop. It's not that.
It's not hip-hop? Okay.
No, he claims hip-hop. It's not. Now I'm dating myself. I'm this old head that's like, that's not hip-hop. Yeah. Listen up, youngsters. But, yeah, no, he's a garbage musician. I think he dated a Kardashian, maybe, so he's famous for that too.
And so, what is his meal? It's like it's a cheeseburger. Like, what's the deal?
So the gimmick with it is you get barbecue sauce to dip your fries in. Is the only thing I can really like differentiate.
I do that all the time.
Or maybe they put bacon on it.
It's a deluxe quarter pounder minus the tomato plus bacon and shredded lettuce instead of leaf lettuce.
And you have to get a Sprite with extra ice.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna go to Burger King so I can have it my way.
That's a genius. Like, I don't know who that guy was either. That's a genius marketing idea. Just hit up random different celebrities, be like, what's your ideal food like combination from this place, and make it like, who the hell wouldn't want to eat, like the Ice Cube value meal?
So, dude, he has merch. He has like a full merch line co-branded with McDonald's, and it's sold out. So they're making bank on this deal.
I don't understand the world. If you guys
we had that back in the day. We had that with Shaquille O'Neal. He had the Shaq pack from Burger King.
Yeah. But he's fucking Shaq. He's not some fucking goober. If you guys want the Rotten Roger DeMarco McDonald's meal, it's just a number 3
deluxe.
Is that a number 2? That's a number
What
2.
is a number 3?
Number
It
3
makes
is
you take a number 2.
the number 3 is the double. Yeah, after McDonald's, you will. Not the double quarter pounder, the regular quarter pounder with cheese, but you get the deluxe quarter pounder with cheese because that used to be called a big and tasty, and that's fucking delicious.
Add mac sauce.
No, fuck mac
No,
sauce.
you want to get the fucking remix meal. You can't anymore, but you get a McChicken, sub bun, add mac sauce, add slivered onions.
Okay, so before it was called the remix meal, that was like white girl stuff. All the girls that worked for me at US Cellular, they're like, "Oh, you got to put mac sauce on the McChicken." I'm like, I don't got to do shit.
You got to add like everything. You change the bun to something steamed.
Do they charge you like more than $1?
Nope.
Or is it still $1?
It's the exact same price because it's all substitution.
Well, shit,
You're
I
not
want to
adding
make
anything
chicken, but I
good.
want meat on it, like beef and bacon.
You can do that. Just cost you an extra $1.
I want to pay $1.
Yep. Oh, Jesus Christ, we got super sidetracked.
So Gremlins.
Isn't like mac sauce? Isn't it just Thousand Island dressing with like lettuce shavings in it?
Yeah, it's gross.
Might as well be.
It's disgusting.
I don't mind it. I really don't mind it. We've made our own at home for burgers on occasion for burger nights. They're fine, but it's like mac sauce, like Thousand
And
Island
anchovy
dressing
paste.
Wow, fuck anchovy paste.
No, I changed my vote. I think a ground up gremlin tastes like mac sauce.
Gross. My final thoughts are I love this movie. I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time, but I enjoy this movie. It's a movie that gets watched frequently in my house. Actually, oddly enough, without my kids, I tend to enjoy it myself alone because it scares the shit out of my son apparently, and I don't think my daughter gives two shits about this movie, but I love it. So, with that being said, I think it's time to take a look at some Amazon 1-star reviews.
Hated it.
Absolutely. Much like the last live stream we did, this is another almost 5-star rated movie, so it was kind of difficult. I did churn through every single 1-star and found a super small handful of them, which fits appropriately for the condensed version we have on the podcast. But our first one up here is from Momo3.
Momo.
On November 23rd, 2015. 1 star. Too dark for kids. Yuck.
Yuck.
Was the yuck capitalized?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So he means business.
That's his reaction to eating a gremlin.
Yuck. That
Our
mac
next one
sauce
up is
tasting
from,
motherfucker out of here.
Our next one up is Zimplant. On December 2nd, 2015. 1 star. Too creepy for me.
Wussy.
They're all children.
Oh, yeah. The next up, we have Curtis Amundsen. On January 15th, 2017. 1 star. For being a comedy, this wasn't even funny.
Wow.
I'd say the second
Won't
one's
be-
definitely a comedy.
Won't be watching this again.
Some people, man, they just, I don't understand some of these people. Go to Amazon just to complain.
Yeah. Well, and the puzzler, the one that I decided, well, this I think has to be the coup de grace of the 1 stars. This is from DeWall819
All right.
on October 8th, 2016. 1 star. Apologize in advance. This is all in caps.
Uh-oh.
Gifted and they love it.
Gifted and they love it.
Gifted and they love it.
Give it to my sister for Christmas.
Grandpa forgot to turn the caps off. Oh man, that's
Got
awesome.
4 stars too, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, now that we're done with the Amazon 1-star reviews, I think does that mean it's time to play the game, Evil?
It's time to play the game.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
It's all about the game. You play it. I tore my quad and I can't take it.
Vince McMahon reference. Deep cut. Before you get started on the official game, no bullshit. I showed Remix an hour ago, a Lemmy meme, and Remix didn't know who Motorhead was.
What?
I
And
can
I went-
totally understand that.
Well, he's a young one. But I went, you're messing with me. And for a good 2 minutes, I thought he was fucking serious. But he knows who they are.
Yeah, no, I know who fucking Motorhead is.
I was like, I
I'm
don't
pretty
know
sure
what
I've got
to
a
say. I can't even
Motorhead
look at you
vinyl
right
record.
now.
Then what you need to do in order to understand what I'm going to be referencing when I mock him every week doing that intro for this bit is go to it. If you can find a clip of WrestleMania 17, they play Triple H to the ring. And if you've heard Triple H's theme song, you kind of, you know how it goes. Listen to Lemmy try to fucking sing it, and I don't think he has any clue what the fucking words are.
He's super high or drunk and just making shit up.
He's singing it to the beat and how the words would frenetically kind of flow, but they're not the fucking words to the song.
It's comedy gold, so that's why every time you mock it, it kills me. But you want to let I suppose, man, we've been doing this podcast now officially for what, 6 months? By the
I don't
time
think
this,
it's been 6 months.
Well, it
is it
sure
6 months
feels
by the
like
time
it.
this goes live?
I don't think so.
Who knows? Either way, 3 months, 6 months, so everybody knows how the fucking game is played. Let's kick the game off with Snarls, since he's our guest. What prop would you take home from this movie?
Man, that's a good one.
I'll give you no time. I just put you right on the spot.
Yeah, no, let's just jump right in.
Maybe you should segue to Remix since he apparently has his prop ready, and I've been waiting the entire hour to know what the hell he knows from 20 years ago that he wants to take.
You want me to come back? We'll do Snarls last.
All
We'll give
right, there
Snarls
we
some
go.
time to think. Remix, your canned
dying to
prop
know.
response, please, sir.
Just about everything in that fucking mystic shop is totally worth taking. There's that awesome fucking gi kimono type thing behind Mr. Wing. There's that stupid fucking toothbrush thing that the guy brings with him. I mean, that would be a fucking great prop. I want those stupid wall hangers that fucking fall off the wall.
So are you wanting
I want the swords.
You want one of the swords?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You want both of the swords?
I mean, it's a set package. They
Right.
bought them together.
I like his first response. I want the entire Asian gift shop.
Just give
There's
it all.
fucking lizards hanging from the ceiling by their torso.
That's some Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 shit.
Yeah.
The
Just hang
gas
that
station.
stuff in a gas station out in Texas. That's a whole different vibe you're getting.
Everything in this movie is worth fucking taking. The dartboard. If we were going something that's not actually in the movie, the scene where one of the gremlins pulls the wires out of the wall, I want that animatronic arm. If I could actually have something from the set, that would be awesome.
Mine's nowhere near as cool. What do you got, Evil?
I was actually torn between two items. The thing I would like to get, and the thing I would probably have given the choice I would probably rather take. The thing that I'd love to take is the tray that the mom uses as a shield in fighting off the gremlins. But what I would probably end up taking if I had the option to, I would take the painting of the town at night that they use at the end, where you see Mr. Wing walking off carrying the gremlin in the package. Clearly he's walking into a painting, but I was like, that's the movie for me.
Oh,
It's
that
all
matte
kind of-
painting?
Yeah, that matte painting is all kind of encompassed in that matte painting, and I would love to have that on the wall. That's what they use for the end shot, where you might just have a gremlin in your house.
And we would just totally shoot a bunch of shit walking by that all the time. Why is it always snowing in Brower, Illinois? Don't you fucking worry about it.
Global fucking warming, sir.
My prop is nowhere near as cool as either of yours. I went with something that was a weird deep cut that I suppose could come from anywhere, really. And mine is Billy's keyboard that he's playing.
I was going to pick that.
And having Gizmo sing. I like that because of that scene. And, I think that would be a really neat thing, because it's this old 1984 keyboard, and if someone were to ask, why do you have this old piece of shit keyboard, you'd be like, it's the one from Gremlins. That's super rad. A really weird deep cut that fits kind of the store aesthetic, because it could be in here in the case. And
I thought for sure you were going to go with how you're leading up to that. I thought for sure you're going to go with the paint cup that he has the water in the cleans his brushes with that tips over and gets Gizmo wet. I thought for sure that's what you're going with there for a hot second.
It's just water.
Painted water.
What if you paint a Mogwai with acrylic paint? Will it reproduce?
It just turns into plastic.
It kills it and turns it into plastic.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
what's
so many-
glue do to a gremlin? What does gack do to a gremlin?
Yeah, because there's water in GAC,
Ooh,
right?
spray it down with WD-40.
Water displacement 40.
Water displacement. It'll never reproduce.
Oh, that's brilliant. Just Vaseline it up for
Wow.
other reasons. No, I'm just that's
Remix
gross.
just created the ultimate character that needs to be in the next Gremlins movie. The survivalist, the Burt Gummer of Gremlins is Remix right there. Like, you gotta get cases of WD-40, just drown him in that shit.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were going back to the Key and Peele skit, and it would be like a WD-40 gremlin. You talking about a gremlin that's made completely out of WD-40? That is in the movie.
WD-40 armor.
He just gets a job at a mechanic shop, just greasing shit.
Just diving in between the engine and all the fucking
Yeah.
yeah. Weird.
What does Mac sauce do to a gremlin?
Make it real mad.
Yeah, make it lean.
Windex
I don't know.
Gremlin.
All right, Snarls.
All right.
It's on you. I stole your prop.
No,
I
you
took the
stole it, so
keyboard.
now I got to regroup here.
I took the
Liquid
keyboard.
plumber Gremlin. He just goes through your pipes, cleans your shitters out.
No, I love the keyboard scene because he's like pitch perfect. You know, his little like vocalizations he does are pretty awesome.
Insert those here. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm gonna go real big then. I'm gonna snatch up that Rockin' Ricky Rialto billboard. I'm gonna put that shit in my yard.
Oh gosh,
That's fire.
Good.
They had
That's-
the cool like Indiana Jones like Rockin' Ricky Rialto.
You two motherfuckers got the best props. The fucking matte painting and the billboard. That's awesome. Now I feel like a little bitch with my punk ass keyboard.
We can swap. I like the keyboard. I was gonna pick that. I love
I'll
that
trade you
scene.
the keyboard for the billboard.
So that keyboard, man. If it wasn't for that, then you ever seen Hustle and Flow?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's the keyboard, man.
that's my mode.
Yeah.
Fucking with my mode.
Yep.
Fuck
Whoop
with me,
that
DJ.
trick. Yeah.
Sight gag.
Yep. only for the Patreons. Just
That's right.
kidding. They can't see that either. But on
Side
that
note,
note,
though, that should be like the logo or the thumbnail for either in the Discord BTS or for this podcast is just Snarls rocking his Gremlins hat that he came in with today.
Another sight gag. Yeah.
yes, we will
Yes.
put that in the Discord for sure.
I love that.
That's
I barely saw that on camera when he came in. I was like, that's fucking cool.
I got one of those too. He hooked me up.
Yeah, I had a couple of them. I gave one to Roger.
I didn't. I'm not rocking it today, but I do have one. But on that note, we've covered Gremlins. We very loosely covered Gremlins.
Did we cover Gremlins?
We talked. I mean, we brought it up a couple
We
times.
uncovered Gremlins.
That's right.
I'm
Yes.
really surprised
I
we didn't
definitely
go to
don't think
Gremlins
there's
2.
any other podcast out there that is going to discuss what Gremlins taste like or what their pubic region looks like.
You're only going to hear that here on
That's
the
right.
Deep Cut podcast. You know, hard-hitting journalistic approach to discussing these films, and
We're
we will
broadcast
get into-
journalists. We can say and do whatever we want.
And Remix, we will get into Gremlins 2, and the next time that we are going to talk about Gremlins 2, we'll bring Snarls back, because we've got a lot of Gremlins stuff that we have yet to discuss
You hear that? You're scheduled on next year.
next year. Womp, womp,
So
womp.
Hulk Hogan, we got to talk about Hulk Hogan.
Yes, we do.
Grimsters cannot stand up to the Hulkster.